So the last time that we were here, we talked about shapes and forms, and I'm going to show you an example like what we did last time. So the last time we drew a shape, which could be something like a circle or a square or a triangle, but remember that's flat. It doesn't have any depth to it. It doesn't look 3D, it looks 2D. And then we drew a picture of a form that is of our shape. So we took our shape and we made it pop out. We made it 3D with our drawing. And there was lots of different ways to do that with cubes and our pyramids and our spheres. With this one, I added some value or shading and a little bit of shadow to make it look like it was popping out. And then the fun part is with our clay, we made it actually pop out and we made a form, which here is a sphere. So what we're going to do today is we're going to focus on what we did last time in this middle box where we drew our form 3D. What we're going to do today is we're going to pick the same form. So this one is a sphere. So today what I'm going to do on my paper is I am going to draw something that is sphere shaped. So I want you to think in your head of your form or your 3D shape that you did last time, and I want you to think what could have that form. So for example, mine is a sphere, so some things that might be sphere shaped might be a globe, it might be a basketball, it might be a bouncy ball. Now, if I were to draw just a regular bouncy ball and I were to color it red, is that going to look like the object? I want you to think about that. Would that really look like a bouncy ball? Probably not. So if you pick an object like a block or just a regular red ball, I want you to put things around it in your picture so that we can understand what the object is. And we're going to need to use those tricks on how to draw it 3D. And we're also going to need to use some value. So let me show you how to do that today. Okay, so the last time I had a sphere, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make something that is sphere shaped. So I'm going to start with a regular writing pencil first, and I'm going to draw my sphere onto my paper the best I can. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do things to it to make it look like it's 3D. Now, if it's a cube or a pyramid, you might need to draw it in a specific way, and we can talk about that one-on-one if you need some help with that. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make a baseball. And baseballs are actually kind of small, but I'm going to make it big on my paper. Whatever shape or 3D form, that you decide on, you want to make it fill up most of the space. And if you need something else in the picture to make you understand what it is, then you're going to put that item or those objects or things in the background, okay? But the form is going to take up most of the space on my paper here. So what I'm going to do, okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to take a black colored pencil and we're going to outline the object to kind of pop it out first, okay, so we can see it. We drew it with a pencil first, but now that we've got it kind of right where we want it, we're gonna pop it out, okay? And then on a baseball, if I remember correctly, a baseball has stitches that are red, so I'm gonna make these stitches that go around, okay, like this, and I'm gonna draw those the little parts on it that look like it's sewn together, okay? Now, right now, as I'm looking at this still looks very flat on the paper. It's still just a circle. It isn't 3D, it isn't popping out. So remember that trick to make it 3D is we're gonna add value, which means you're gonna add some darker places. And I know that a baseball is white, so in our heads we might think, well, we don't wanna add any black to it, but there's a little bit of shadow and some value on it. So I'm gonna add that around my baseball. Now, if my sphere was like a pumpkin or something that's completely orange or completely red, then I can fill in this whole space, but because it's a white ball, I'm not gonna fill it all in. I'm just gonna kind of do the outside edge, okay? Just a little bit and leave some white space so it still looks kind of white, but I'm gonna curve my lines around, okay? To give the illusion or the appearance that it's 3D. And remember, on the edge, you wanna make it kind of dark, like this. And I could also give it a little bit of shadow at the bottom if I wanted it flying through the air. If you need things in the background to make it look more like the object, like if we can't tell it's a baseball, I might put a bat in the background, okay? But you can add other things in your picture that give the illusion of whatever your object is. So here, maybe I'll I'll make a baseball bat in the background. Okay, I'm gonna color these in nice and neat if I'm gonna add color to them. If the object is white, you will still need to add some value. You can look at my examples here in just a second. I'm gonna show you another example. Let me go grab them, I forgot to get them. I also have two other examples here. I have a basketball. Notice how I added value all the way around. And I have a dice. Even though a dice is white, I added some places where it's going to be a little bit darker to show that value, okay? So whatever you do today, you're gonna draw it out, make sure it's 3D, it's not flat, that it actually looks like it's popping out of the page. And then when you're done, put your name and class code on the back.